Today, we've put someone in the hot seat that knows Royal Caribbean inside out. That's Aaron Langford, Royal Caribbean's very own sales director for UK and Ireland. Our very own Chief of Commercial Operations, Dave Mills, has put Aaron Langford in the hot seat for a rapid fire round of some of Royal Caribbean's most Googled questions, FAQs, and a few curveballs in there to keep Aaron on his toes.
I will go off script now, just so you know.
I actually feel a bit under pressure, if I'm honest.
If you're looking to book a Royal Caribbean cruise and you would love to know what it's really like, then be sure to stick around for some amazing insider tips. Let's go.
Right then, Aaron. So I'm going to start with a little curveball. Is Royal Caribbean all about the Caribbean?
That's a great first question. Firstly, thank you for having me on. I'm really thrilled to be here and talk about Royal Caribbean. I actually feel a bit under pressure, if I'm honest. I'm now going to put my 17 years of Royal Caribbean knowledge to the test. So in a nutshell, no, Royal Caribbean is not just the Caribbean. We like to think that we are the original owners of the Caribbean when it comes to cruising, but we are so much more. But if you want to talk about the Caribbean, we've got a lot to talk about. But we are global. We have 30 cruise ships and counting, and we are in all corners of the world.
Excellent. So you mentioned there having a broad number of ships to choose from. Do you have a current fave?
My most sentimental ship. I'm going to put this into sentimentality and then what I loved right now about cruise ships. So for me, I love Independence. I mean, I have a real affiliation with it personally. It was the first cruise ship I ever stepped foot on in 2008 when she came out. She's back in Southampton this year. I went on her recently, and I'm still obsessed with that kind of format, that experience. And each ship has its own different personality. Right now, my true obsession is Icon class. I have to say that because I didn't think we could top Oasis class, and we can talk a bit more about the actual differences between the classes. But Icon class for me is just, we've gone above and beyond again. It's absolutely fantastic. And obviously we've got Icon class that is in the Caribbean. Which is Icon. We've got Star of the Seas, second in class, coming out. And next year we have third in class, Legend of the Seas, that's going to be joining us in Barcelona. So very close to home, and we're very excited about it.
When this is specifically you, Aaron, when packing for a cruise, what are the three things you couldn't live without?
Always bring something white, because there inevitably seems to always be a white night on the ship. So that's always fun, particularly if you're out in the sun and everyone can show off their tans. But it's kind of a cool thing to go and have fun in your whites. Another thing I will take as a top tip is invest in getting a waterproof phone case for water slides either on the ship or at Perfect Day. The other top tip I would have is I actually take an extension lead with me packed away for the cabin, because I feel like with family of 4, 2 kids, devices, all that kind of stuff, it comes in real handy when you have extra plug points.
All right, great. Now look, so we've had a look at a lot of the sort of the most Googled questions or the most hit FAQs that we've received for your brand across our site. So very much these are the questions pitched by the Iglu family. That if you can elaborate on these, that would be brilliant. Mm-hmm. So in no particular order, people really want to know whether Royal Caribbean are all inclusive or not.
Great question. So I would say we are all inclusive to the point of which alcohol comes into the frame. There are dozens of complimentary dining venues we include on board. Entertainment for them pretty much all the way is included. Most meals and snacks, everything like that, juices, waters, all that kind of stuff are included. You can elevate your experience obviously on board. There's plenty of ways to do that through beverage packages, soda packages or premium soda packages if you want to do that, and also specialty restaurants. So if you want to really elevate your experience and go the full hog on your holiday, then you have the opportunity to do that as well.
The next question from our esteemed customers, which is around families, and we can sort of see in the image behind you can see a family enjoying. That looks like Perfect Day, maybe.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
So, as a family man yourself,
Mm-hmm.
alongside all of the fabulous and varied family activities, the kids clubs themselves, what's the sort of royal difference there?
Again, coming back to like the fact that no one should compromise. I mean, at the end of the day, when the kids are happy, the parents are happy, and that's, you know, as a family, and you'll know this as well. Obviously, it's the prime thing you want to create in terms of a memory when you go on a holiday, and we have that at like the forefront of what we do. We're a family brand, but in terms of the kids club specifically at Royal, I think we do it really well in terms of not only the events and the games and the activities that go on throughout the whole ship, throughout the day and evening hours. I think the way we actually structured the kids club is really good as well. So we have three really different kind of groups. So you have like your 3 to 5 year olds, you have your 6 to 12-year-olds, and then you have your teens group as well. So we do it in a way which is age appropriate, experience appropriate from within the age group. You know, if you didn't do that, I think, and I'm not sure every kids club I've experienced personally in any kind of holiday experience I've had has really thought of that in that way. Well, my kids absolutely love the kids club when they go on. I personally feel like I want to spend time with them when I go on a holiday with my children, but also they're like, they just want to go and experience the fun stuff we have. And we don't charge for it. It's all included in the price. So, you know, everyone's happy in that respect. So
one of the things that people are looking for sort of bit of advice on are any sort of top tips or hacks around how to make the most of those days and those experiences in like Perfect Day.
Yeah, I can imagine, because there is so much to do, particularly if you're a family. So I can give you a run through of how I do it. It's not, you know, everyone can do their own thing, but what I find really works for me is I make sure that, I mean, whenever I have my cruise booking, the first thing I'll do is I will go and pre-purchase anything through the app, but particularly when I'm going to Perfect Day, I'll pre-purchase the water park tickets, just so I've got them, because it is capacity controlled, so you don't want to miss out. So what I do is I book through the app. I get the best deal through the app. You won't get a better deal than booking through the app in terms of the pre-cruise planner. So I get those booked in, and then on the day, I am like the first person off the ship. I think we dock at like 7:30. The doors open at 8, and I am out. I'm out with the kids. We're off. We're excited. You get that kind of theme park buzz, butterflies in your tummy kind of feeling when you leave the ship to go down to the water park. I'm quite religious, so this is quite regimented, but I literally do 8 till about 11:45, maybe 12 in the water park. And I do the water park when it's relatively quiet. I mean, it gets busier as like the hours go by, but we can get everything done more than once, a few times in fact, and spend the morning in the water park. Then I go and grab lunch. There's loads of places that you can go grab lunch, all complimentary. There are some specialty restaurants as well. You can check those out. They can be pre-booked through the app as well. Then I will probably head over to Cocoa Beach, and we spend the afternoon on the beach, and we're talking like pure white sands, incredibly warm water. We're talking cocktails, we're talking juices for the kids, ice creams, you know, great food, and a lot of fun. So, and then we're back on at 5, and there is something quite special about spending that day at Perfect Day at CocoCay, and it is called Perfect Day at CocoCay for a reason. It is quite perfect, but you can make it what you want. You could do, I mean, if you're a couple, I would suggest doing the same thing, but instead of going to Cocoa Beach, I would also pre-book Hideaway Beach, which is beach club vibes. It's a bit of a party, I have to say. It's quite a fun experience. Huge infinity water pool. There's a DJ, there's cocktails, there's dancing. It's a great place to be. So you can do the whole thrill piece, and then chill with the family, or if you're a couple, you could do thrill and party before getting back on the ship.
They're desperate to know if there are any sort of insider tips, hidden gems, little ways to get a bit more from the Royal Caribbean holiday that may not be always, I mean, apparently some people might miss.
If you're at Perfect Day at CocoCay, One of the things you can do is you can pre-book this on the app, is if you want a bit of an elevated premium experience, which I've done a few times with the kids, and it is an absolute game changer in terms of having a very exclusive experience, is you can book a private cabana, which is just for you and your family. And with that you get service, so people will come and bring you your drinks when you want, food, all that kind of good stuff. It's a fantastic elevated way to experience perfect day. One of the secret tips there is, if they ask you what you want, ask for the secret burger.
Nice.
There we go. So I'm not going to say any more on that, but just ask.
I was going to say you're right.
Yeah, be clear about dietary requirements, obviously, but I thought it was a fun little element. Someone told me that from our product development team, to say, ask the secret burger. I did, open arms. I said, secret burger, please, and they were very surprised I knew what that was, which I felt like it was a cheat code, which made me feel really like nerdy and like cruise geek. But I actually really quite like that. I would also say these aren't really hidden gems, maybe more new products, but because they'll be new, they'll feel like hidden gems. But on some Oasis class ships, the Mason jar, it's a Southern diner, but they have unbelievable food, Southern cocktails, and they do a really good shindig at night with live music. It is a really amazing place to be, really cool. Other than that, I would say don't pass up the Sorrento's pizza, which is obviously complimentary on board. It's a fan favorite. It's amazing pizza, and it's also late night, so if you've made use of your beverage package, it's always a good place to stop off before you go to bed. If you're looking for some quiet breakfast times, if you're on Oasis or Icon class, one of my top tips, and I always do this for my family, for breakfast I nip down to Park Cafe, which is always quiet. I think people don't realize it's open for breakfast, and so it's always a good place to go and get a nice breakfast outside in Central Park with the trees and the plants and a bit of tranquility before you start a real thrill day.
What are you personally looking forward to most coming down in the pipeline that you're working on? Because I know you're always working on something.
So we've moved into that world of, we don't just put you on a destination that's the ship and you go to destinations that are parts of the world. We did the ship as the destination, and now you're going to be going to our elevated own private destination. Obviously, we started with that with Perfect Day back in 2019. And now we are very close to opening our second destination, which is Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island. This is not a theme park-esque type of experience. This is an elevated beach club, which is going to be opening in Nassau in December this year. So we're super excited about that. I think it's going to be a kind of this will be think of it as a destination, but you buy it as a shore excursion to enjoy if you want to go and do it. So you purchase the excursion. It's an all-inclusive day pass. You can enjoy unlimited dining, drinks, amenities. There's the world's largest swim-up bar, 3 island-style eateries for local fare, Bahamian art installations, live music. I mean, it's just going to be, an amazing experience. That's this year. Next year, we do the same in Cozumel in Mexico. So really looking forward to kind of expanding that. And then fast forward to 2027, we will be launching Perfect Day Mexico. So this is a new Perfect Day, same concept, but absolutely enormous. It's in Costa Maya. It's about 200 acres. It's the same feel as Perfect Day, but imagine all things being kind of Mexican. So there's going to be the Loco water park. There's going to be more than 30 water slides across 5 slide towers. This is going to be super exciting to, go to Florida, get on a ship, go down to Mexico, go down to Perfect Day, all in one cruise, to experience the very, very, very best of what Royal Caribbean has to offer.
Okay. Look forward to some tequila maybe, and we can further.
I'll see you at the bar.
Very good. It's a deal. Now listen, producer Sam,
yep.
We were talking just prior, and he said to me, I don't know if big ships are for me.
Oh,
yeah. So what do we say? What advice do we have for producer Sam?
you know, people, they say that to me. Actually, my family said it to me sometimes. They're like, oh, I'm not sure if it's too big. And I'm like, okay, so let's talk about where you go on holiday. And you'll go to a big resort in Corfu, where everything is set the same. Everyone congregates to the same area, and it is busy, right? I mean, that's what happens. I think there's a misconception of that being the same on cruise ships. And admittedly, I haven't been on many other cruise ships, but one thing I would say from a Royal Caribbean perspective is we spend a lot of time. In fact, our ships predominantly are built based on what guests tell us. So we build our ships on what the guest's experience has been. And if we've got it wrong in a previous class in some way, shape, or form, no matter how minute that might be, we will fix that going forward. And I think obviously we've been around for many, many years. We've got decades of data in terms of people telling us what they like, what they don't like, and we've really formed and shaped our ships to be as traffic free as they possibly can. And there's no better way to kind of talk about that or even showcase it if you have to go on an Oasis class or an Icon class ship with the concept of neighborhoods. So most people think that a cruise ship will be deck, and you could walk from forward to aft, right the way through every single deck. We don't build our ships that way. So we have neighborhoods that you can put experiences within the ship, so people disperse in a way which is balanced. And what that means is it gives you a feeling that you are not on a ship with 7,000 people. And I've been on a ship, I've been on Icon when it was full, and I could not tell you how brilliantly open and free flowing it felt. I did not feel like I was on a ship. So yeah, I would say don't get hung up on the size of the ship. I would actually flip it on its head and say the bigger the ship, the more opportunity to have an amazing experience on board.
Amazing. Listen, thank you so much, Aaron, for jumping in the hot seat there. Some seriously insightful tips. So if any of you have any more questions, comments, like to know more about Royal Caribbean, obviously leave them in the comments below. Subscribe, hit the bell, and then you can hear much more about what we offer. And I think that might be us. Aaron, do you want to do the honors with the sign off this time?
I'd love to. Until next time, guys. Happy cruising.
Happy cruising. Thanks, mate.